Have you guys been explicit so far about wanting to win a championship this year? And
yeah, I mean, absolutely.
What does success then look like? I mean,
a championship.
Yes, Caitlin, we get it. It's all about the championship, not the personal accolades. But let's be real. Someone's got to toot your horn. So here it is. After a rookie season that could have been ripped straight from a Marvel origin story, 62 records shattered, single-handedly pulling a struggling team into the playoffs and still finishing fourth in MVP voting, Caitlin Clark should have entered 2025 as the undisputed MVP frontrunner. But the media? They stayed glued to their comfort zone. A'ja Wilson. Same name. Same storyline. And when it wasn't A'ja, they shifted the goalposts faster than Angel Reese chasing down a missed layup.
Say a couple of things. Do I expect A'ja Wilson to be A'ja Wilson again this year? Yes. But I also know there is such a thing as voter fatigue. They don't like giving anybody MVP 3 times in a row. They barely like to do it 2 times in a row, let alone 3 times in a row. I just don't see it simply because of voter fatigue. Like it just is what it is. I also think that Caitlin was putting it together in such a way last year. They're only going to get better. And now they've got a full off season together. I could 100% see this happening. Caitlin Clark winning MVP.
FanDuel, BetMGM, and even ESPN, after months of silence, side eyes, and questionable rankings, have finally flipped the script. Caitlin Clark isn't trailing in the MVP race anymore. She's leading it. This isn't just Twitter hype. This is Vegas talking. This is money talking. This is sportsbooks and analysts saying, yeah, we see what's coming, and we're betting on it. Receipts don't lie. And right now, the smart money's all in on Caitlin. If you agree she's taking home that MVP crown this year, drop CC MVP in the comments. Let's ride.
We're not here to chase greatness. We're here to claim it. Our ambitions don't fit into headlines or highlight reels. So if you thought we arrived,
more for Boston.
Now you know. We're not here.
Even the media types who spent all of 2024 rolling their eyes and pretending they didn't see the explosion happening in Indiana, yeah, they are finally starting to line up. Suddenly, the tones shifted. It's a lot less smug and a lot more, wow, Caitlin might actually be the one. The fans already knew. We've been shouting it for months. Caitlin Clark isn't just good. She's rewriting the rule book. So what's behind the sudden turnaround? Simple, everything. Every sign, every stat, every off-season move screamed MVP season incoming.
With our 2025 WNBA MVP, and that has to go to the one and only Caitlin.
We're about to watch Caitlin Clark go full supernova. And let's be real, the league isn't even ready for it. But before we dive into this level of dominance, hit that like button if you think she's locking down MVP. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the Fever fireworks.
We think that this second year for Caitlin Clark is going to be like nothing we have ever seen. She has had an entire off season to train, to get into the gym, to work on things that she struggled with during her rookie season.
Caitlin Clark's rookie year wasn't just impressive. It was disrespectful to logic. 62 records. Let that sink in. And the crown jewel? The all-time WNBA single-season assist record. As a rookie, that's not just elite, that's flat-out absurd. And she did it while being public enemy number 1, the most analyzed, criticized, and televised player in the league, dragging a rebuilding team toward legitimacy. Imagine breaking records while dodging elbows and media shade every single week.
Like, she broke the record for assists. I don't think people really understand, like, how crazy that is to do as a rookie, your first year doing it.
Then came the Olympic break, and Caitlin turned it into a statement tour. While others rested, she reloaded, bulking up, refining her game, and unveiling a version of herself we hadn't seen before. It wasn't just training, it was transformation. Every appearance, every game, every clip shouted one thing loud and clear. She's not here to participate, she's here to dominate.
Look at this. These are the top 3 scorers in the WNBA since the women brought home gold in the Olympics a few weeks ago. 2 of the members are of the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell.
Post-snub, Caitlin went ballistic, 23 points per game, carrying Indiana like a backpack through the playoff push. And it wasn't just her game that soared. She leveled up the entire roster, all while under a microscope that would have crushed most players naturally. Everyone with a working brain assumed year 2 would be even scarier. But then some analysts got brave. Bleacher Report's WNBA expert, Newcast Duncan, ranked Caitlin 5th in his 2025 rankings. 5th. below Alyssa Thomas, who averaged a thrilling 10.6 points per game. Yep, that's who he thought was more MVP worthy.
At 5 is crazy to me, and it's crazy to me just off the rip because if we look at the MVP voting from last season, she was number 4 in MVP voting. It was Asia, Nafisa, Brianna, and then Caitlin.
Why? Because apparently, ranking Caitlin higher just felt like too much of the same tired, she hasn't won a ring yet argument. Sound familiar? That's the exact logic ESPN used when they claimed she wasn't a top 5 college player of all time. Even though she literally shattered the all-time scoring record, carried the sport into the mainstream, and pulled more viewers than the men's championship game. But yeah, sure, not top 5.
Love Caitlin, love how she's transcended the game. I'm not going to go away from that, but in the open, we said, what makes a top 5 player? Winning. The only strike against Caitlin Clark is that she has not won a national championship. And that is the only thing that you can put against her, because the way she has dominated the record books when she was at Iowa was something you could not duplicate. She's a 3-time NCAA scoring leader and assist leader, a true point guard for the people, 3-time All-American, 2-time Naismith Player of the Year, 2-time AP Player of the Year, all-time leading scorer. She broke the records of Kelsey Plum and Sabrina. Like, literally, there is nobody who has been such a front-facing name. It through a direct reflection of her skill set, but how can you be a top 5 player if you have not won a title?
It's a great point, which is why I agree.
It's been the same story. People just refusing to give Caitlin her flowers. Until now. The very same ESPN that once left her off the GOAT list now has her ahead of AJA Wilson and Nafisa Collier in the MVP race. And let's be real, it's a 3-horse race. After Brianna Stewart, the odds take a nosedive. The rest are just there for decoration.so. What changed? Oh, just everything. The signs were always there. The roster moves, the momentum. But once training camp opened, people finally opened their eyes to what Fever fans had already been seeing in bold, glowing lights. The rest of the world, they are just now catching up. Let's start with the biggest piece, coaching.
Told y'all this last year. Well, I didn't tell y'all this last year on air, but like, we saw when they took the pictures with Christy Sides, like when she pulled up on them at All-Star Game, her, Kelsey, and AB, and everybody just kind of like rolled their eyes and walked away like she was a groupie.
Yeah,
that told me everything I needed to know. So when I said like she's not it was based on 2 years of seeing things that just shouldn't have been happening in the first place.